Hello, this is Kevin. This is Black Man Being Brutally Honest, and just here to report that Nathaniel Woods' execution has been carried out after the Supreme Court grants a temporary stay of execution, which, from what I understand, uh, they went back on their decision, and they say that Alabama could go ahead and proceed with the execution. Governor Ivey of Alabama was also responsible for denying the stay. Well, she submitted a request to deny the stay. Um, um, Nathaniel Woods was accused of being an accomplice to Kerry Spencer, leading three police officers to their deaths. Um, um, the both pleaded not guilty, but Kerry Spencer, the actual gunman, subsequently would confess and say that he was the one that shot and killed the police officers, and Nathaniel Woods, whom he refers to as Nate, did not have anything to do with it. Kerry Spencer said it was a spur of the moment decision. But here's the thing, and I'll say this about my home state, and as history serves it, when a black man is accused of something, he's automatically guilty. Automatically. Automatically. Um, I'm going to read to you a statement that was statement by Governor Ivey. Um, this is an actual quote. She was here's what she stated. On June 17th, 2004, four Birmingham police officers went into the apartment of Nathaniel Woods, a known drug dealer, to issue a warrant of arrest. Unfortunately, only one of those officers lived to recount the horrendous assault upon him and his fellow officers. As explained by the Alabama Court of Criminal Appeals, the evidence showed that Woods was an integral participant in the intentional murder of these three officers. On the day the officers were killed, Mr. Woods talked to others about killing police officers. He taunted the officers and lured them into his apartment where he knew they would be met with gunfire. He pointed the gunman to the third police officer and he escaped with the gunman. Each officer died of multiple gunshot wounds. Two officers were shot in the back and one in the head, and none of the officers had the opportunity to discharge return fire. In fact, one officer's weapon was still holstered. The state offered the testimony of 39 witnesses at Wood's capital murder trial, including Officer Michael Collins, 25 other law enforcement officers, and forensic experts. There is no evidence and no argument has been made that Nathaniel Woods tried to stop the gunman from committing these heinous crimes. In fact, he later bragged about his participation in these horrific murders. As such, the jury did not view Woods' acts as those of an innocent bystander. They believe he was a fully engaged participant. A jury of Mr. Woods' peers convicted him on 4 counts of capital murder. In the past 15 years, his conviction had been reviewed at least 9 times, and no court has found any reason to overturn the jury's decision. Under Alabama law, someone who helps kill a police officer is just as guilty as the person who directly commits the crime. Since 1983, Alabama has executed 2 individuals for being an accomplice to capital murder. After thorough and careful consideration of the facts surrounding the case, the initial jury's decision, the many legal challenges and reviews, I concluded that the state of Alabama should carry out Mr. Woods' lawfully imposed sentence this evening. This is not a decision that I take lightly, but I firmly believe in the rule of law and that justice must be served. My thoughts and most sincere prayer are for the families of Officer Chisholm, Owen, and Bennett. May the God of all comfort be with these families as they continue to find peace and heal from this terrible crime. And 16 years this June, the crime happened. Um, okay, now this is where I take over and I start to tell a little bit on my take. Okay, historically, historically, whenever a black man, black boy, even black boys, black teenagers, historically, black men, black males, period, whenever we're accused of a heinous crime that involves a white person getting hurt, we are automatically guilty no matter what. Period. We are guilty no matter what, and their form of justice is their blood, the bloodlust that has been genetically encoded inside of them ever since ever since they came to this country. you know, and it's just it's to me the crime is horrendous. I'm not saying nothing about the families of the officers. I mean, they have every right to be angry at Carrie Spencer. They don't even have an execution date for Carrie Spencer yet, but they killed Nathaniel Woods. So let's see. Let me switch to the screen share and here's what I want you to see. I want you to see a sequence of videos. First off, it's gonna be a video of Wood's family when they found out the stay of execution has been granted. Let's just go ahead and get a full emotional picture of this. So, all right. Let's see. Yeah, I hope y'all having a better day than Nathaniel Woods' family. So let's watch this video right here. Oh, wait a minute. Let me make sure the volume is up because I do sometimes botch that up. Now the volume wasn't up at all. All right. Yeah, I get behind sometimes on my own stuff, so you can scoff at me for not being prepared. I'll take the criticism. But here you go.
Nathaniel Woods get a break, finally.
This is Nathaniel Woods' family.
We're pleading for the governor to make the most rational.
Right, I'm sorry. There's breaking news that the Supreme Court grants a temporary stay. Your dad, there's a temporary stay.
She was calling, I wanted to say it right then. Listen, I want to, we are, this is a moment. This is a moment in the city of Birmingham. They actually heard the plea of an African American who was unjustly.
We need them. They need their dad, period.
We got to make sure we get this moment.
They want to hear from you all.
All right. Well, it's buffering right now, so
I'm feeling.
go.
I'm shaking. I'm so excited. I don't know what to do. I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful. We got a whole nother generation at this moment. They get to know their granddaddy. He get to really, feel them, touch them. It's just, it feels so good. Today I came here to plead, get on my knees, and for the people just to come together and get an understanding and realize what's right is right. It's coming to the light, and that's done and said. It's coming to the light. Just this moment here, it's just overwhelming. My heart is beating so fast. I'm so happy. More than anything, my siblings, they got a chance to really meet their father.
All right. Okay. Now I want y'all to look. Is this the video right here? Yeah, I want y'all to look at this video. That was basically in light of what happened. That was very, very tough to look at. Very hard, very difficult to look at because they were so happy after 16 years. They waited 16 years to hear some news like that.
An
only to
Alabama
have this
man
happen.
scheduled to die tonight at 6, saved by a last-minute stay. Then tonight at 8:38, Alabama carried out its first execution of 2020. Nathaniel Woods was pronounced dead at 9:01.
Tonight, justice has been served. Nathaniel Woods, one of 2 cop killers in the bloodiest day in Birmingham Police Department history, has met his just fate.
Attorney General Steve Marshall there saying Woods led the officers
Like I said,
into an ambush. Woods,
like I said, nobody's saying that killing these 3 officers was right. No one. No one. No one is saying that their families don't have any right to be outraged about their family member's death. You know, me personally in Alabama, I have to question their integrity of the police department anyway. I mean, there have been so many stories of like, and it's all over the country. It's not just Alabama. It's not just my dad's home state. It's 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 police departments across America. They are so corrupt. They are so unjust. But just if you were to tell me that these guys were good men, that they did their jobs with the utmost integrity, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, they're dead. May their families find peace. But I mean, I've just heard so much. I mean, I lived in Alabama. I mean, I've run into police officers that were cool. That were cool guys. I mean, hell, I even like in my younger days, I was even caught with a little weed. A couple of cops let me go. But that doesn't speak to the corruption that's in these police departments, especially in Dothan when they were caught like planting drugs and arresting black men for years. And from what I heard, from what I've heard, I don't hear anything that has been done about that. No firings, no arrests were made. I don't know, but like I said, these 3 officers unfortunately met a very horrific end at the hands of gunman Kerry Spencer. Now, okay, let me continue.
led the officers into an ambush in 2004. A jury convicted him of killing 3 of those officers. Under the felony murder law, accomplices can also be convicted of murder. Another defendant, Kerry Spencer, confessed to being the sole gunman. Both men were sentenced to die. Spencer spoke over the phone.
Listen
with
to
CNN.
this.
He didn't know I was going to shoot anybody. I mean, I put this on my life, on my children's life. I mean, like, I swear to God, I didn't know I was going to do this. So how would Nate know?
So Spencer doesn't have an execution date set yet. Wood's family, however, and friends begged for a stay, saying he never fired a shot and didn't deserve to die. His supporters also included Martin Luther King Jr.'s son and Kim Kardashian. Woods did not make any final statements before he died. So let me break down today's timeline. Woods was scheduled to die at 6 p.m. today, just half an hour before the Supreme Court of the United States issued a stay. 2 hours later, at 7:36, Governor Ivey denied the request for reprieve or clemency. At 7:51, the Supreme Court denied the stay, clearing the way for his execution.
Y'all listen to that, right? 5:30 p.m. This is the timeline. 5:30 p.m. SCOTUS issues stay. Supreme Court of the United States. That's what that acronym means. 6 o'clock p.m. The execution is scheduled. Oh, we're gonna kill him. We're gonna kill him anyway. We're gonna schedule the execution anyway. 7:36. Governor Ivey denies the reprieve. I read that really baked up statement that she, and 7:51, the SCOTUS lifts the stay. This means that the SCOTUS went back on a decision that they made earlier. They lifted the stay because they were just, like they were saying, there was just absolutely no reason to not, carry out justice on this young man, except for he wasn't an actual gunman. Now, see how laws work. See how laws work when it's the law. And under Alabama law, if you're an accomplice to killing police officers, you are just as bad as the murderer. Now, don't we wish justice like that was across the board. I mean, and just it's just like everyone, if you're upset about this and you feel like that justice was not served, then you probably have a right to feel that way. Why is the killer still alive? Like why is the killer still alive? Why haven't they, why haven't they put the why haven't they put the actual killer in, why didn't they kill him? Why did they kill? Was it easier to kill Nathaniel? Did they just want to get their jollies off? Just, oh yeah, we got to kill a black man and we got to kill him. Just it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and it's common of what we have seen throughout history. A lot of people may not agree say, but hey, you know what? That's on you. That's on you. I mean, the actual killer isn't dead, so what kind of justice did you get at the end of the day? Now, all that stuff that Ivey said, that witnesses say that he was bragging on killing cops and all that stuff, I don't believe any of that. I don't believe any of that. I mean, young black men have always pretty much said fuck the police, but it's because of the experiences that we as black men have in this country. It's. So look at, like I said again, look at this timeline: 5:30 issue stay, 6 o'clock execution schedule, 7:36 Ivey denies reprieve. She denied it. Now let's take a look at Ivey, since you voters think that you voters think that your black voter your black vote means so much in the state of Alabama. This right here, the picture I'm about to blow up. Let me move that to the side. That's Governor Ivey. Why? Okay, then and this number one. Why does the state of Alabama keep picking the oldest and most Bull Connery? Like they remember when Bull Connor was alive. They probably went to the same parties, got drunk, and had sex with each other. I mean, why does the state of Alabama keep picking these old South motherfuckers? This is the one. This is the person that denied a reprieve. So, black people, if you think your black vote means something, vote her out next election. Because everybody was all, oh, Biden won Alabama, Biden won Alabama. It doesn't matter if presidential candidates were in red states. And this red state is red with the blood of Nathaniel Woods. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you a red state. But if your black vote counts, why don't y'all get out here and vote this bitch out next time? All right, All right, now this is off an Instagram post, which really is like Kerry Spencer on Alabama death row, co-defendant of Nathaniel Woods, shooter, killer, not execute, no execution date. I'm sure they wanted to say no execution date, but they said not execution date. Like pay more attention in English class. Nathaniel Woods on Alabama death row. Nathaniel was not the shooter, not the killer, and he was executed. That's your backwards ass justice system right there. At least kill the killer. It's just ass backwards. It's ass backwards. Now, let me just say this. Let me just say this without being completely biased. Black men, especially the younger black men, we got to keep our noses clean and we got to stay out of trouble. Because it just and this is no joke at all. This is no joke. And I want us to understand this. We cannot get caught up in situations like this. We cannot get caught up in situations like this because we know what could happen in the end. We know this. We know what could happen in the end. If you're caught up in a situation like this where you're selling drugs and then your friend guns down the police officer, you might as well say goodbye. Because that's exactly how it's going to be taken. It's going to be taken like Nathaniel Woods led those cops to their deaths on purpose. You heard from Kerry Spencer himself, and yeah, he put it on his life. Once they put it on their life, oh, that's it. That's it right there. He put it on his life. He was like, look, he had nothing to do with this. That was a spur of the moment decision. I shot them police officers. I killed them, and they still killed the man. And they killed. And see, here's the thing: the families, of course, the families are going to believe that Nathaniel Woods had everything to do with it. He was involved, and then kill his ass, kill him. So I'm not talking about the families. I'm talking about this bloodlusted system that we have. Justice, justice was this was justice. Killing a man that even didn't pull the trigger. That was justice. And who was sitting up there saying he was talking about killing cops earlier? Our justice system needs an enema. But well, here's one more thing I want to say, and then I'm out of here. If you really want to support this man's family, send them letters. Send them letters in support. Um, my condolences to the family. I mean, I always believe that selling drugs is something that does not warrant death. I really, I mean, unless they're the harmful drugs that can actually kill you. But it's like this: drugs is a self-inflicted thing. It really is. But murder was involved in this case too, and unfortunately, four people are dead. Three police officers and this man right here, because we just can't wait to kill someone. Kerry Spencer should be the one that's dead, not Nathaniel Woods. And I mean that. I mean, the punishment here did not fit the crime. Like all that pure that hearsay. Oh, oh, I heard he was talking about killing cops. Come on, come on. It's just. I don't know. We don't like black men. Please understand what you're in this country. Please do. It's what your position is in this country. It is don't. It is don't. Like I said a second ago, keep your noses clean. Stay out of trouble, because it's like this, especially young people who want to risk doing these kinds of things. You don't know what's inside the head of the partner that you're running with. You don't know. And because Nathaniel Woods didn't know, now his family got a funeral to plan. It's just, all right, all right. This is it for now. It's just that this kind of thing just makes me upset. It just does. I mean, I wouldn't ever feel like justice was truly served until they kill the actual killer. But it's just he's dead. He's dead. There's nothing else for him. It's now it's condolences and prayers to the family. Like, I'm not going to treat him like he was completely innocent. He was obviously in the process of committing crime, and he was about to be arrested for, and all of that had to happen. So, I mean, just use Nathaniel Woods as a cautionary tale, and just I don't know, rest well, I guess. I mean, rest well, I guess. Is just that nobody, like, and I'll say it again, nobody's justifying these cops dying, even though we know we have a corrupt police department. It did, especially across Alabama. Nobody's justifying these guys dying. We just don't want to justify Nathaniel Woods dying, because he shouldn't have died for this. All right, that's it. That's all. This is Kev. This is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. Check